What's up, you guys? It's what DecaturQ back with another video, and today we're gonna react to how bad was Velma actually by Aaron on Anime. Description down below. Just check out his channel and his video. And also, if you're new in this channel, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification for more videos like this. Also, comment below what other videos you guys want me to react to. So yeah, let's get this video started, y'all.
Today we're going to solve the mystery if Velma is really that bad.
Also, I haven't watched the Velma series, so I was gonna watch it, but I keep hearing rumors and people say the show was good a little bit, but it turned out bad. I'm gonna know because I'm gonna know should I watch or not. You let me know in the comments, guys. You guys let me know in the comments should I watch it or not.
What your boy decided to do is sit down and watch every episode today.
Oh, no.
Look, the unanimous consensus around the internet is Velma is terrible. Velma is the worst thing ever made. Even worse than Dragon Ball Evolution, Avatar The Last Airbender, the live action movie, and literally everything Netflix has done to live action anime. Damn. When you put it like that, this show, it sounds terrible. The show sounds like the worst thing that has ever been created. And if you've been around at any point in the last 20 years, there's a lot of things that have been terrible.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Well,
Hello, season 1.
Brother, this guy stinks!
well, gang, I'm here to tell you, Velma ain't that bad.
Is this serious?
Now hold on before you get typing in the comment sections and tell me how terrible it may be. Hear me out. But first, before I explain my opinion, let me explain the definition of a phrase. Stockholm Syndrome. Stockholm Syndrome is a coping mechanism to a captive or abusive situation. People begin to develop positive feelings toward their captors or abusers over time. This condition gets its name from a robbery in 1973 that happened in Stockholm, Sweden. Now you might be asking, yo, Aaron, what does this have to do with Velma? Let me tell you, the reason this ties into Velma because the show isn't that bad.
That shit was ass.
It's actually worse than anything we could have ever imagined. I literally spent hours. It was so hard getting through these episodes. We got through episode 1 and I was like, damn, this show is really bad. And to progressively watch from episode 2 to 6 was quite frankly the hardest thing I ever had to do in my entire life. And now I know that may seem far-fetched. That may seem like a lot. Bro, this show is bad.
They got your ass on camera.
Velma ain't that bad.
So that was a fucking lie.
I believe it's so bad, in fact, as you continue to watch the show, it begins to get slightly better and better each episode. And in fact, it's not getting better. We're starting to cope with how terrible it is. Like our mind is literally saying,
yo, the show ain't that bad.
That's not what we're tricking ourselves. Now, Velma is a character originally from the series Scooby-Doo. That's just in case you don't know. And gang, I'm a Scooby-Doo baby. I remember the first.
I'm a Scooby-Doo fan as well. I remember. I forgot the first
Scooby-Doo show I ever watched. It was Scooby-Doo Where Are.
Oh yeah, Scooby-Doo Where Are You? I watched that series and Boomerang. Yeah, like, do you guys ever watch Scooby-Doo and Where Are You and Boomerang? Cause damn, I missed that show. I used to watch that show and Boomerang. You guys remember Boomerang? Cause back in those days, guys, let me tell you something. Back in the 2000s, Cartoon Network, Nickelodeon, Disney XD, and Boomerang. I guess people as kids and Sprout as well, but despise the point. Back in the 2000s, Boomerang got to be one of the best shows ever made by Cartoon Network. Like, I remember as a kid watching all those old shows, some of the old shows I never seen before, because back in those days, as a kid, I said, man, I missed the show. I got the Scooby-Doo, Courage Calendar, Dexter, and It was so much more like the Justice League, Pop Girls, it's so many shows in my head that it was so many of them. I remember them as a kid watching them in the 2000s. As a kid watching them like I just want to say, if you born in the 2000s, you guys would understand though. Because back in those days, back in the 2000s, like I said, Cartoon Network, Nickelodeon, Disney XD, and the other shows made some great shows. They made some great shows. I miss all of them. I really do. Oh yeah, I also forgot about Tom and Jerry and Looney Tunes.
Are you when it came on Cartoon Network? Hell, I remember missing school and watching a pup named Scooby-Doo.
Yeah, I remember that show as well, a pup named Scooby-Doo.
I even remember when What's New Scooby-Doo came out. And while we on the topic of What's New
What New Scooby-Doo was my show, man.
Scooby-Doo, hands down, the best Scooby-Doo theme song ever to exist.
Exactly.
Mama. But back on topic. But like most
that theme song got to be one of the best theme songs ever by Cartoon Network. One of the best theme songs ever in Scooby-Doo. There's no debate. Other Scooby, I compared to that one. I could say that one's number one. Where Are You, Scooby-Doo is probably number 2 or number 3. It's just between and Pup Named Scooby-Doo. It's between number 2 or number 3. But that's another debate.
Scooby-Doo fans have enjoyed most of their series and most of their movies. I was one of them going into this series. And I'm not gonna lie to you, I expected so much more from the series that had so much promise. Velma as a series is probably the worst spinoff to any series in television history. And that's including that Shaolin Showdown remake that came on Disney XD. And everybody said that was bad. But I'm gonna be honest with you, gang. It was nowhere near as bad as this.
Exactly. Like, I think I watched one episode of this one, and that's it. I need to go back watching it. But besides the point, I thought this show was bad, but actually it was not that bad. It was kind of good, but this one, it was kind of all right though. But this one ain't bad like Velma.
Hell,
I forgot.
Even Be Cool Scooby-Doo, which a lot of fans didn't like the series.
I mean, Be Cool Scooby-Doo
near as bad as this. Hell, even Be Cool.
I mean, it was all right though. It was all right. Be Cool Scooby-Doo. It's kind of all right. I kind of like the show, but it's kind of all right.
Cool Scooby-Doo, which a lot of fans didn't like the series. I mean, they look like cartoon drug addicts.
I mean,
they look like cartoon drug addicts.
I mean, Aaron, I mean, the show isn't bad. I mean, it was all right, but it was all right show. I didn't watch it a lot, but I know it was all right. It ain't better than the other Scooby-Doos.
This show was fucking hideous. I felt like I was watching the marvelous misadventures of Flapjack.
Hey, man, Flapjack was my show, man. You can't say anything bad about Flapjack, man. Flapjack was my freaking show on Cartoon Network, man. Because back in those days, like I said, back in the 2000s, if you wasn't a 2000 kid, a 2010, and probably 2010s kids, but that doesn't matter, though. If you watch that show, it wasn't that bad, though. That show was, dude, I watched the show like I think I watched every single episode of that series. Flapjack isn't that bad.
That's not fucking Scooby-Doo. That's just Dooby.
No.
Relax, dude. Take it easy, man.
Exactly.
And the fans enjoyed this far more than what we've gotten from Velma. Now, Velma was supposed to be something new, edgier, darker, adult, completely different from the original Hanna-Barbera IP. Something more serious and adult. And I ain't gonna lie to you, I was looking forward to it. My mind and my imagination ran wild. Velma, adult, this sounded like it was shaping up to be everything I could have hoped for.
Nope.
And what we got was nowhere fucking near that. I fucking hate this show. I hate this show so much, in fact, that every show that I hated before this in the past, I no longer hate those shows.
That's true. That's a true fact right there. I hated a lot of the shows back in those days, but I don't know. I no longer hate them anymore. I can't remember what shows that I hate.
What I do, I just hate aspects of those shows. This show, however, I hate everything about it. I mean, there is not one single minute thing about this series I in fact like. And look, before I continue to keep dragging the show, before we continue to talk about the bad, let's talk about the good. My mama told me if you don't got nothing nice to say, don't say nothing at all. And look, me being the individual I am, I do got something nice to say, because I can find the good in anything. The show in itself looks good. Now, am I talking about the characters? No, I'm not. But we're only talking about the positives here. Now, no matter how terrible the show is, and no matter how many ungodly attempts they do to make some jokes, some of them do in fact get a laugh out of you.
I think it has something to do with drugs, which I hate.
I hate this too. No.
Statistically speaking, if I shoot enough basketballs at a goal, enough time, I should at least make one.
I missed that game.
And that's the humor here. As much terrible as it do say, some of it hit and it's kind of funny. See, it sound like Stockholm. It do say some of it hit and it's kind of funny. See,
hold up, let me cook him.
See, it sound like Stockholm syndrome, don't it? As you can see, I'm struggling to find the good. The show had a great concept and a great hook. The idea, the new edgier show with darker tones, great concept. But terrible execution. Now, let's go ahead and get this out of the way. I don't hate the show because of the race swap, honestly, or the sexuality. You can hate the show and not be racist or homophobic. If something is bad, it's just bad. Let's call it what it is. This was simply the most marketable way to make this show. Whereas a more adult-focused Velma show does sound amazing, you gotta think about it from an executive point, right? If I was an exec, I would need something more to grab an audience. And they leaned into this idea because it's
provocative. Gets the people going.
And look, your boy, I'm all for representation. Steven Universe, it was gas. This is ass. I can only
Steven Universe. Man, I love that series, Steven Universe. I love that series. I love Steven Universe.
Speak for myself. I've never actively pursued seeing more black characters. And I think that was from the perspective or the standpoint of, like, if I like this show, I liked it regardless of what the characters look like. Cartoons, if I like this show, I liked it regardless of what the characters look like.
Like these cartoons right here. Like I said, back at those one of the cartoons I used to watch as a kid. Like whether it be a Cartoon Network or Boomerang or other shows. For example, like I said, Powerpuff Girls, Cow and Chicken. I like Cow and Chicken. I didn't watch that much episodes, but I know this dude was funny. Johnny Bravo, I love Johnny Bravo. He was my dude, bro. And Coney, Kids Nice Dog. That was my freaking show right there, y'all. My freaking show, my childhood right there. Cause number one was my favorite character. Number what was his name? I think number 3. I think okay. No, number 3. I mean number 4. I think number 4. Yeah, number 4. He was my dude as well. Number 2 as well. I like those dudes. That was my freaking show right there. I liked him. I forgot his name, but that was a good series. I forgot that series well.
Cartoons and movies are a fantasy world, gang, where we get to see other people's imagination drawn out. And to me, all I can speak for, it wasn't something that made or broke the show for me. Now, when I did first see a character of color, it was a plus for me. I was like, yo, this is lit as hell. But if it wasn't there, it didn't push me away from the show. I hope that made sense. This time it felt gimmicky, unauthentic, just like the rest of the show. The show follows Velma as she tries to solve the mystery of her missing mother and a murderer who's going around killing all the pretty girls. I ain't gonna lie to you, the show sounds like it was literally written by someone who was either bullied or picked on or hate pretty people.
She's so fine, she done pissing me off.
Breezy, man, free my boy Breezy, man. You two free that man. And Ice Spice.
How are you that fine?
Granted, that's the point, but even though that's the point, it's bad. Now, while she's out trying to solve the mystery of her missing mother and whoever the hell is killing all the pretty people, she goes through a manic cycle where she begins to see stuff that's not there, and this is caused because of her guilt, because she feels like she's the reason her mom disappeared. When this happens, she has a panic attack and she's literally been killed in the show. We 6 episodes in and the bitch done died twice. Keep her dead and end the fucking show.
We interrupt this program for an important news
What the hell?
announcement.
What the
Huh?
Hey yo, what the fuck? I hate it. The show has race swapped everyone but Fred. And let me tell you, I didn't want this. I don't think anyone did, bro. Velma as a character is a utter bitch who lives in delusion.
White girl with too much money. You don't know me. Enjoy your slow descent into organic farming,
She's
losers.
imagining things.
Judgmental as hell and fucking selfish. And plus she's super down bad. She talks about
Right.
everybody else, but look who's down horrendous.
Yes, for me.
Oh my god.
the fuck up. After her and Daphne
Exactly.
kissed, Shorty couldn't keep shooting her shot. I'm talking about Daphne. Maybe we could be friends with
Oh my
benefits. You know what I'm
God, just
saying?
stop. Oh
I'm
my
getting moist right now. Come on, Daphne. Velma, let's keep it as friends. We just got back cool. Daphne, just tongue me down. Let's get it on. I can solve this mystery. My panic attack is getting me. That is essentially what she was doing. I gotta keep spinning the block because I can already see y'all in the comments. But it was meant to be real like this. It was meant to be relatable. Blah, 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 blah. Dog, it was fucking shit. She's she's terrible. Granted, her dad is terrible. Her life is bad. However, all the shit that happens to Velma, and as much as you want to give her leeway and the benefit of the doubt, as a character, you can't because she's a trash human being. Throw her on the anime bitch board with Amber.
I hate her, but ain't got the Imaginary Friends show. No, the Foster Home Imaginary Friends. I hated her, man. I didn't like her, man. In the whole series, I do not like her. I didn't like her as well in Powerpuff Girls. She'll always go after that for goddamn money. She'll try to find a way to beat the Powerpuff Girl, but you ain't that. You ain't that girl. You ain't that.
And the rest of them, I hate it. She's terrible. And then this show, Daphne's Asian with red hair, and I'm not gonna go into it. I'm not gonna talk about it. I'm not gonna explain the reasons or unpack what happened there or why it's so terrible. But it's fucking bad. It's bad. Oh, we got Fred. Man, Fred is an L for real. Fred is a fucking L. Oh, and then there's Shaggy. And there's Shaggy. Look what they did to my boy.
Man, what you did to my boy
Come
Shaggy,
on.
man?
If you gonna make him black, at least make him cool. He a bitch.
I'm out of here, and I might be late for dinner. Don't pour my milk.
Let's get him the fuck out of here, bro. The entire show, he's fumbling and dumping all over Velma about how he want to be with her. He trying everything in his power to get Velma. He down bad over Velma. Talking about what I gotta do to get her to like me. I'ma sell my kidney, and then she'll realize I'll do anything for her, and she'll then love me and give me some of that boom boom room. Bro, it's down horrendous.
Dude, just stop, man. Just stop.
And then once he got a girl, he was still a bitch. The show is ass. And the show was going in this weird direction where it begins to build out and flush out the world. And the more and more they try, the more I hate it. The 98% of the humor from this show is a miss. And as the show continues, it creates an interesting story, but puts it together like you find out about a special operation that was centered around switching brains into different bodies. Ooh! Speaking of that, let's talk about how the show introduced Scooby. It's an acronym for a special operation of them switching fucking brains.
What?
He's not even a fucking dog. Bro, I wouldn't be surprised the way the show keeps going if it goes down a route and somehow they end up putting somebody's head in a dog's body and they call it Scooby-Doo. Or we find out it's Shaggy's mom or his dad the whole time who did the killing. And yes, I'm calling him Shaggy. I know his name is Norville, but I don't give a fuck. I personally think they could have just created an entirely new set of characters in the Scooby-Doo universe. And it would have been fine, bro. Hell, if they wanted to take a darker tone, they could have literally just brought back Mystery Incorporated.
Scooby-Doo Mystery Incorporated was my show, man. I totally forgot about that series, man. I totally forgot about that show. I'm telling you, that show was the bomb. Like, this, they shouldn't easily. I agree with Aaron. They shouldn't have brought this back. They shouldn't easily brought this back. I tell you, I watched every single episode of this series. Every single episode.
I feel a show like that, if it was completely unrestricted, it could have literally made for a more compelling and overall series.
Exactly.
And people would have been more attached to it. Hell, people are making videos. The only reason why this show is doing as well is because people are hate watching it. And look, I get it. The show is meant to poke fun at everything and show the hypocritical nature of the world we live in. To remove the veil that we know as reality and poke fun at the impartialness of everything. But it's terrible. Exactly. The show is shit. Now look, there's of course all the Easter eggs and they try to play homage to Scooby-Doo, but it's not good enough.
The Flintstones, man. Flintstones was my show back in Boomerang or cartoon. When Boomerang, the Flintstones was my show. Alongside with Cartoon Network. No. I'm not Cartoon Network. I'm going to say alongside with Looney Tunes, Tom and Jerry. What else? Oh yeah, the Jetsons. Oh yeah, I can't forget about the Jetsons.
And the thing I noticed about the show, it's so bad. In fact, as you're watching it, you're trying to find the good in it. You're trying to say something along the lines of, "Hey, it can't get worse." Yeah. How every episode after the first just seems so much better. But they're not. They're all terrible, and we're lying to ourselves to make it feel better. This show literally feels like they got together all the things that make a show pop in today's society, but they put it together in a horrible way. Hell, the show might turn 180 degrees, but I have to call it like I see it, bro. The show fails to deliver on everything everyone hoped for. There's so many routes they could have taken to make it good, and they chose not to. And those 1 or 2 laughs that pop up, it don't make the show no better. The overall show is shit. And you can ask some folks, they do in fact like the show. I feel like there is an audience out there. This show is bad. And I think the majority of us who are watching it or have seen the past episodes are experiencing a coping mechanism of why it's so bad. I personally feel HBO made the first episode so bad, in fact, that people would talk about it, get people gears going. People would come in, go see it in the hopes that the writing would develop, lock fans in so they continue watching it. The show feels like a random idea generator. Sad part, this bitch got renewed for season 2.
How do you do that? How do you do that?
Man, so yeah, that was how bad. So that was the video, guys. That was how bad was Velma actually by Aaron on Anime. Man, I tell y'all, that's crazy right there. I didn't know Velma is actually that bad. But I'm not sure I'm going to watch that series, but I might check it out, but I'm not sure. But yeah, I hope you guys like this. I hope you guys like this video. I hope you guys like this video because I did. I'm not sure. Like I said, I'm not sure I'm gonna watch the Velma series. I'm not really sure. But this video was crazy though. So yeah, shout out to Aaron on AaronOnAnimation. Shout out to him. You want to check out his video in the description down below and check out his channel so you can subscribe to him, support him. And yeah, so that's it, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Definitely, I did. And also, I mean, like I said in the beginning of the video, if you're new in this channel, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell for more videos like this. Also, comment below what other videos you guys want to react to, or you guys want me to react to more of Aaron on anime's videos. So yeah, I catch you guys later. Peace.
All this dope we love, I ain't gonna lie, bro, I came along.